Hi, I'm Sage, and this is my first mate Petra. We're on board Tengai, our 1989 Catalina 36. It's our last couple of days here in Refugio. I am currently paddling, or floating, Rosie on board. Take her to the beach for a walk. This is our last anchorage in Cia Cortez this season. We'll be headed to Penasco in a couple of days to haul out. So a lot of boat work ahead of us. So we're gonna kind of enjoy the peace and quiet here as much as we can for the next couple of days. This is our last anchorage on this leg of our shakedown cruise, our 1,000 miles from La Cruz to now up to Penasco. I think we nailed it. So standing here in Refugio, enjoying this beautiful island. Just really starting to hit that this is our last anchorage before we're at port, and we're hauling out. A lot of boat projects ahead of us, trying to figure out what's next is ahead of us. But yeah, in about a month, it's gonna be our 1-year anniversary of moving on board. Have to say, pretty proud of us that we got it this far, and can't wait to see what's up next. But for this episode, I'm going to be mostly talking about the things that people don't really always know. Sometimes cruising can get lonely. If it wasn't for a buddy boat windswept out there, we really haven't seen anyone else, sometimes for weeks at a time. So this episode is all about the amazing people and community that we found ourselves in since we've been boat owners and cruisers. Hope you enjoy. What have you found? Is that an act? You found yourself a triggerfish? Oh, don't eat that. Come along with us as we learn as we go, living and working on board. Every adventure starts with the first step, and that's always the hardest one to take. Our Baja Adventure would never have gotten off to such a great start without the support and encouragement from world-traveling sailor friends we met along the way. Living and sailing on a sailboat is a test of self-reliance, self-motivation, of always being responsible, not only for yourself, but for your boat and crew. It's like creating a little world until itself. At the end of the day, you're the only one responsible for your actions and decisions. Now, this aspect of the cruising life has its appeals and some amazing life lessons, like being aware of yourself in relationship to the world you create on board and around you. However, on the flip side, this lifestyle can also feel isolating and lonely at times. Most of your friends and family on land won't really understand why you've ditched your perfectly normal life for this crazy idea. This is why finding and growing a community of like-minded, swashbuckling, hardy, and at times, rum-soaked ragtag group of sailor friends makes all the difference. And this we got extremely lucky. In the few months that we were in La Cruz, we got to be part of a large group of young, world-traveling sailors. Max and Karen were just opening up their new bar, Lusty's, on the square by the marina, that soon became the cruiser's nest. Petra jumped behind the bar to work nights to help with the cruising kitty. We met, we laughed, danced, sang, and swapped stories and ideas with fellow sailors. Many who were preparing for the Pacific crossing, and others that we got to hang out and meet up along our travels as well. From the original king and queen of the sailor social network in La Cruz, Kat and Mike, who organizes amazing cruiser-centric events, social hours, and learning seminars, to the new social mayors Max and Karen, who opened up their new business and hearts to the wary sailor looking for a cold drink, a hot meal, and some music. We soaked it all in. When we were not working on our own boat, we took advantage of all the classes and clinics that were being organized. Classes hosted by well-regarded sailors on topics such as safety at sea, how to provision for weeks and months at a time, to even medical classes, which ended up being invaluable for Petra and I, as we both have a fear of needles, especially Petra. It's a good thing we took this class, as months later, I needed to know how to give her injections of antibiotics when she was stung by a stingray days away from help. Mike from PV Sailing also offered free rigging inspection classes, offering priceless nuggets of wisdom and information to help us accelerate our understanding of our sailboat. There's always a time in a relationship where one is holding the other up. How you feeling, Petra?
Okay, my legs are super tight.
Like you can let low a little.
Yeah. I have to free them a little bit, they are super tight.
We used the fact that we were close to services and activities by La Cruz to help us become even more competent sailors. Petra historically has suffered from extreme case of fear of heights. So, we found us a rock climbing class nearby. Just having a professional explain the harness and turn the fear into a fun activity did wonders. Now Petra is the first one to climb the mast every time. And when the sun settled and all the cruisers showered off their boat projects in the midday heat, we'd gather at Lusty's bar for a nightly music, cold drinks, and mouth-watering food. This was becoming a routine that we could get used to. The town of La Cruz de Guanacaste, much like the migratory cruisers that flock down during high season, operates in its own rhythm. Its nature is based on the tourism season. It awakens from its summer hibernation during the winter and spring months, full of life, color, and music. By the time New Year rolls around, La Cruz is unrecognizable from the dormant, sleepy town it was when we first arrived. Now you may think that we're just enjoying life and hanging out all the time, at least from the last few minutes of this video. But the truth is, we are still grinding away at our projects every single day. We just kept checking off items on our to-do list, even as we're adding more on it. In fact, on boats, pretty sure that you're usually adding more items than ever checking off. From installing Spartite on our mast, to getting our rigging inspected and retensioned, to even buying a new mattress and trying to cut it into shape to fit the V-berth.
Okay. Okay. King size bed, but we will have a lot of trash. And it was more expensive to have king size.
Maybe in charge of one project.
Yeah, but it'll be great. Look. I'll give you the top. Okay, I have to.
Don't know how this template is gonna work. What's our plan here?
So we'll cut those sides, and we put them here in the wings.
How confident on a 1 to 10 scale are you of this project?
10 is the highest one or low?
Highest.
Of course 10. It'll be good. It'll work. We'll have storage room here.
God.
We're gonna have this. It'll be our storage room a little bit. We can hide pillows there or whatever, or our PJs. And here I need 4 more centimeters here. Then I have 40 left. And here actually we are missing only 28 centimeters. So this is big enough to put in the wings. We'll have a little bit more extra. Like this little bit. Huh?
Huh?
It's my project. Oh, be great. Where are you, Sage? She's not here. Ah. Hello.
It's cozy in here.
Yeah.
We just kept pushing forward. I mean, we only had a few more months before it's time to untie our lines. And we always said yes whenever a chance to sail came up, whether on our sailboat with friends, on our own, or racing in the beer can races. We said yes to every opportunity to learn. Because one day we knew we'd be out there on our own.
Man, can you imagine, like, if the world was just a perfect place?
If you like sailing channels, many of these faces you've seen might be familiar to you. Here's a little shout out to the sailing channels trailblazing ahead of us.
Shaping the dough.
It's mid-morning, and Bill and I are baking a loaf of bread.
Welcome back to Breaking Waves Sailing, a channel about Ben and Alec and their adventures sailing the world in search of surfboats.
What happened to push hard?
We endured the chaos of putting Spy back together. Though we struggled with mold, heat, sleep deprivation, food poisoning.
We are Jay and Kenna, 2 young Canadians who stepped outside the box of comfort and decided to act on their ambitions.
And I'll link
of
everyone
sailing
else's
around.
Instagram below in the descriptions that are not on YouTube. They're also doing amazing things, and you should check them out. And we've been lucky enough to make new friends and travel with old ones from La Cruz. We're currently buddy boating with Windswept and have been for the last couple months. Met a bunch of new friends in Bahia Los Angeles. If you haven't noticed, we've also picked up a new crew member. This is Rosie. She's a little sleepy right now. But she's been pretty much spent her whole life on a sailboat, so she's probably more sea savvy than the rest of us combined. I'm going to keep working to get our videos caught up to the present day. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. See you next time.